Hey everyone, it's Ivan, kitbadger.com, out here for a first look at a bunch of cool new stuff from Criterion Barrels, Die-Free Company, Phantom Hill, all kinds of new stuff. And before we jump into this stuff, real quick, this video is actually sponsored by GunSpot, basically an online auction place where you can buy guns, ammo, gear, all that stuff. And before June 5th, my birthday, is when the winner will be announced, they're actually holding a giveaway for a Pit Viper. Not the glasses, actually it's like a, I don't know, like $6,000 pistol, the one they used in the newest John Wick, which is pretty cool. More on that later, but we'll get into this. This right here, I believe, is from Criterion Barrels, and those guys over there are really cool. They do some really cool stuff. Not only do they make like AR barrels and stuff like that, but they also make stuff for pretty cool like legacy guns like M1 Grands and things along those lines. And they have their core series, which is, as I understand it, kind of like a continuous taper going down. So the idea of keeping something nice and rigid where it needs to be and your weight further back, so you don't have, I don't know. You know the military barrels? You ever look at the profile? It has never made sense to me. Thin, and then it gets heavy and whatever. But yeah, this is, sorry, it's pretty loud. This is their core series. And I'd sent out a old handguard I had, which is probably my favorite, which was the Mark 1 by Geissele. And yeah, this is really cool. So 11.5 inch, your core series with the flash hider, which is chemo for this guy right here. And looks like Bravo Company upper, charging handle, BCM bolt carrier group. Stoked. So for it, I have this lower right here, which happens to have, this is pretty close. A bunch of people have been asking about, hey, when are the Stone Rifle Grips coming? Well, they're just about here. And so this is, I think, about as close as you can get to the production model right here. They did some kind of tweaks, a little bit here and there. And this is basically kind of the finalized version right here before they launch it. They actually made it mold. So one, you're not gonna, there's texture on it. So you're not gonna end up having a, like grip tape panels, which honestly, I kind of like, but they're gonna do away with that. And they're also, because it's a mold, it'll be significantly cheaper, which is a good thing. All right, but I should probably put an optic on this. For an optic, I actually got this sent out by Accufire. It is their Prospectis ASTRO 8. First focal plane, 1:8 by 24. So low power variable. I fortunately already put it in a mount because don't really want to deal with that this morning. Put it in actually this mount by Brownells. So I'm gonna throw that on here so that I can squeeze all the capability out of this thing and get this thing mounted, see if that's right. So got that thing mounted on there, but I also mentioned Phantom Hill, so let's check that out. So Phantom Hill, if you're unfamiliar, they make lasers, which is pretty cool. Well, there's kind of like your larger players in that game, they came into it kind of from a different approach, where they're like, okay, well, everyone's working largely with the same lasers as far as like civilian, iSafe, class 3, whatever it is, as far as IR lasers go. And we're just gonna tear that open, I guess. And so with that, they're like, hey, how can we kind of make this better with stuff that's available to us. So definitely opened that wrong. So they came about it and basically made, wow, that's pretty cool, this guy right here, which is a housing that mounts with a IR laser. And what's really cool is it ends up mounting here. So it's actually centerline over your bore, getting rid of all kinds of zeroing issues. And then on either side, underneath these caps, I'll show you in a second, you basically have your two different heads. So you can put I believe they're both also CR123, which comes with right here. And so you can put basically any light heads on here to include a KIJI. And then you have your three buttons. So you have, I believe the middle one is laser only. This one is laser and that light head. This one is laser and the other light head. So you can have a white light head, and then you can also have a KIJI, both of which are firing that IR laser when you mash it. So when you press your white light, if you're using white light override, I guess you still have your laser. Otherwise, you just have your white light and IR laser, which doesn't really matter. But then when you mash the other one, you have your IR illuminator as well as your IR laser, or just your IR laser all in one little package. Whew. So I'm gonna get this thing mounted. I'll show it to you real quick. All right, so I have this thing mounted on here. I have my IR, my KIJI with laser, my laser, and then over here the white light, which right now I have this head on here. I may end up changing it. It obviously goes to IR, and then white light, which not the greatest white light, but what I do like is you can actually lock it out, which is pretty handy also. So I should probably throw some lube on this because this is totally dry. And then we have some magazines with some bullets and a Runenation cold start. Obviously this thing is not zeroed, but we're gonna have at it. So behind me is the Runenation cold start, 2 magazines of 8, and fire around into the low probability target, 3 into the high, 1 in the low, 3 in the high, conduct a reload, and then, same again, and then make up any missed shots. Hopefully we won't have any, even though this is not zeroed, and we'll see what we get. Probably don't need 8x magnification. We'll see what happens for all the marbles. Off to a rough start. .95. Couple line burners that actually shot really smooth, but I missed the par time by almost 3 seconds. Whew, couple line burners, let's go look at it. Well, I didn't win. My first one barely broke the line, and honestly I went too quick to make a note of where I was holding in here. Shot those 3, and then went way high over here. Shot those 3, conducted my reload, came down here, ended up going a little bit low, 3, went low again, 3, conducted my last reload, came back, got that one in. technically it did break the line just because I didn't staple the paper down good enough probably. And then that one there. So failed another cold start, but oh well. This thing actually shot super smooth. It was really nice. So right now I'm gonna go ahead and actually get this thing zeroed, probably shoot it out as far as I can with some daylight. Then I will come back tonight and do some more shooting and get this laser zeroed as well. And yeah, that should be pretty cool. But right now, I'll get this thing zeroed and do a little shooting on the long range. Well, it is still morning time. It's going to be a long time before the sun sets so that I can put in some time with this right here. But I will do that and then bring you that footage right now. Obviously can't speak to how this did, even though you just saw footage from it, but so far, actually really enjoying this whole setup. It's pretty cool. I won this barrel. It's pretty sweet. I really appreciate the contour. Like, it's pretty clever. And there's an adjustable gas block on here. Haven't messed with it. I will end up doing that. This thing, these turrets, make it nice and easy to make adjustments. It's also illuminated. I'm not sure how I like the reticle. I'll play with it more. And I mean, it obviously works. I took it out to 400 here, like after a hasty 50-yard zero. So yeah, it does it. But yeah, this thing's just really fun to shoot. So I'm looking forward to putting in more time with all of it and then bringing you guys full review. But now, more about winning that sweet pit viper, not the glasses. There'll be a link down below where you can go over a couple easy steps to get entered. Like I said, giveaway is going to be announced on June 5th, the winner of that giveaway. Pretty sweet pistol. And if you're either a business or individual looking to sell stuff, you can either make a store or you can sell things as an individual over there. Basically set up bidding, stuff like that. And yeah, no out-of-state taxes, hidden fees, any of that stuff, which is pretty nice. So there'll be links down below. You can go check out all that stuff. And if you have stuff to sell or you're looking to buy stuff, you can do it over there. And last but not least, if you appreciate my content and want to support it, I greatly appreciate it. Whether it's going over to kitbadger.com, picking up stickers, patches, things like that, or supporting me directly either through Patreon or Utreon. All that stuff helps me go out, create more content for you. And you get early access to videos, as well as some exclusive content. And if you have questions for me, we have an active Discord, so happy to answer them over there as well. And if you are principled and you do not like YouTube, all my stuff is also over on Utreon as well as Rumble. But as always, thanks for joining us at kitbadger.com. Look forward to seeing you next time.